Danny. Back with another video. I am here to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 10. This episode, it was alright. They had a couple little deep scenes that it was kind of a filler besides the whole Taylor Brandon thing. But it just, they just gave us an episode, I think. But so we'll go ahead and start with Jessica and Austin, get them on out the way. They had a good little time with a little game that they played, and they were able to have a little fun. We saw them a little playful side, which they kind of we already know they get along. They went on a group date with the other couples that were still there, and had a little cooking lesson. So that seemed good. So, that was Jessica and Austin. I'll talk about Mindy and Zach. Mindy and Zach, we see Mindy, she's kind of, upset that Zach didn't stay over. We left them off last episode where, they were having like a little fun slumber party, having drink or playing games and whatnot, and I guess she thought he would spend the night, but he did not. He took his little butt home. I mean, it's just sad that he's just really treating her like a person off the street. Like, it doesn't make sense that you couldn't even spend one night, like, try it out, even if it was on the couch or in the other room. That's just trifling. Like, I can't even believe somebody can be so cold-hearted. It's weird. Shoot, even take her. If you feel like you need to be home and you want to be in your own spot, then take her to your house then. I mean, it's just crazy. They meet up with Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper kind of lets him know, you just dead ass wrong. You just need to either, participate in this experiment, participate and move in with this woman, or get out the marriage, because it's not cool. If you're not going to fully participate, then you're saying you don't want to be married to this woman, so leave her alone. Stop stringing her along. So, he's like, no, I really want to do it. I want to, but we'll see. We'll see. They're given the task or the outing to go to a Tantra, Tantra place. And, it's kind of, Tantra is like kind of feeling and doing little different activities to kind of get that closeness to each other. And, you see Mindy, she's kind of like sitting on his lap, and they're touching and caressing each other. And they are just, trying to build that connection. And I don't want to say it's sad, but I mean, I don't know, when you meet somebody, you definitely already want to have that connection, at least a little bit. And he is just not feeling it. He is just making himself. It looks like he's just making himself just touch her, making himself try to feel it. Like, oh, who wants somebody to be made to want you? Who wants to be made to want you? Like, that's not cool. If you have to, have exercises and go to specialists at the beginning of it all, like, I just don't see it working. Like, come on. At the beginning is when you're like, yes, I want you. Not Zach. He's like, let me see if I can figure this out. Anyway, that was them for this episode. That's pretty much them in a nutshell. So we shall see what happens next episode. I don't even know why they're even dragging it along. So I'll talk about Derek and Katie. They really didn't have much going on. We see them cooking some eggs or an omelet or trying to cook it in the morning. Um, I mean, eggs was the first thing I learned how to cook from my aunt. I remember that's like the easiest thing you can do. I don't understand. But I mean, they got through it. They, you know, wasn't an omelet. It ended up being scrambled eggs. They were the ones that kind of set up to have the group date with cooking lessons. So they all, did that. We see them later on. They're playing sexy Jenga. They love this Jenga. Jenga is everywhere in these couples' lives. Um, I've never even owned a thing of Jenga. I don't know, but the question, it's sexy Jenga. I call it that because it's questions about how they like to be touched, how they like to feel, and one of the questions was how does Katie like to be she says she likes to be manhandled, and then he grabs her up and takes her to the room. So that's what they like to do anyway. They ain't got no problem. They don't need to go to no tantra. So they may need to talk to Zach and Mindy. Maybe Derek needs to tell Zach, or Zach no, he just don't want her. He just don't want Mindy. That's all. But anyway, that's them. That's Derek and Katie. But they're still doing pretty good, and yeah. So I'm going to talk about Mika and Michael. They had a doozy of a episode. So we see them talking, and they are having a little bit of an argument. He says he wants her to be a little bit more vulnerable, and she's just like, I don't know what that means. I've done, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. And to me, I know what it means is he wants her to kind of be softer, kind of, I don't know. He's just not, he want to get some. That's another thing. And that goes back to that the airplane ride. He wants her to calm down, get in that bed, and get her some, get him. I mean, that's exactly what that's what I hear. They decide to leave the argument alone until they go to the group date, so they don't bring that with them, and they do. And the other couples notice that they aren't very affectionate. They just kind of are there. And during the group date, they kind of question Mika to see, does she know anything about what's going on with Taylor and Brandon? Because Taylor and Brandon was not at the group date. And, Mika kind of doesn't really want to give their business. But, I mean, it's a show, and they already know. She just needs to be the one to kind of bring it out. So she kind of gives them a little bit of, well, there's some video, and they're not really, they're not doing very well. Pretty much is all she says. Mike's like, I ain't saying nothing. That ain't my business. That's their business. I ain't telling them nothing. So, later on, we see, like the next day or whatever, we see Michael has invited Mika to a yoga class that he's supposed to be teaching. And apparently it didn't happen. We don't even see them at the yoga class. We see them at a dinner afterwards, and Mika's kind of going off saying, you wasted my time. You said that you were an instructor, and then I asked somebody where you were at, or who did they know you, and they said no. Oh, you mean that guy? He cleans the rooms. So apparently he just cleans the rooms. He doesn't he doesn't teach a class. I don't know. I think what it sounds like is maybe he's a stand-in yoga instructor. Maybe he has his accreditation or whatever it is you get to be a yoga instructor. And sometimes he maybe does a class if they need him. But other times he's cleaning the classes. Who knows? And I think Mika is just not trying to hear that because she already think he a liar, and all she needed to hear was somebody tell her that they didn't know him and that all he does is clean. And so that just set her off like, oh, I knew this fool was lying. I knew this fool was lying. So, yeah, Michael was just like, I tried, I could have told you all that, but you jumped off and you didn't want to hear me out. So I could have told you, that that person may have didn't know me, but I do clean, but I do teach a class about once a month here and there, and maybe that person did. But I don't know. I don't know. I just don't even. I don't know if it's a lie or if he just don't feel comfortable with her because she does jump before she can listen. I mean, it does sound like she is more of a, but I don't know. So they meet up with Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper, Mika immediately, she tells her about what happened with the yoga class, and that other things that he's lied about something about his mileage on his car and all types of stuff. Um, and it's just stupid stuff that he's lying about. So Dr. Pepper's just like, "Are you sure you maybe didn't tell the whole truth?" And he finally admits that, yeah, okay, I did lie, but it's only because I'm not comfortable with her. I'm just not. I don't trust her, and at first I didn't get it, and then I'm like, well, maybe it's like I said, she doesn't hear him out and he doesn't know what to say, so he just shuts down and just kind of says, yeah, believe what you want to believe. If that's what you, then yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Because I mean, I think I've done that before. Not lied, but I'm not going to continue to explain myself if you going to keep jumping to the um, jump into something that you already think that you already know. So I'm not arguing with a fool. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like. Maybe I'm hoping that he just doesn't go around lying. But then I've also ran into pathological liars, so who knows? Um, they're given an exercise to kind of work on, what they can work on, or the communication. And once again, their ending is them seeming like they've come to a conclusion. Um, but it never lasts. It never lasts. So I don't know. Um, we shall see, because it don't seem like they never can get on the right page for too long, or the same page for too long. I don't know. But anyway, that was Mika and Michael. So we shall see what happens next with them. Last couple I'll talk about is Brandon and Taylor. We see them meet up, after Brandon moved out last week, and they are basically split. So they meet up with Dr. Pepper, and she asks Taylor about the tape. Taylor's like, once again, I didn't mean it for him. I just made it. It was just something I needed to get off my chest because of all of the disrespect I've been dealing with. And I just wanted to just put something out there. It's basically therapy is kind of what she kind of put it like. But, and I get that to be therapy, but you're still with this person, you're still married to this person. And she even said that, nobody that I know of his family or friends is even friends with me that I thought that would even see that. Um, and then Dr. Pepper says, are you sorry about it? And she said, I don't know yet. She said, I don't know yet. And I think, from what I can see, she basically was saying, well, he ain't taking any ownership. Because basically she was saying, he has been disrespecting me from day one. He didn't did this, he didn't did that, he didn't said this, he didn't said that. And now this one little thing is the end all be all to our relationship. Like, I can't do nothing, but he can do all of this and that. No, I don't know if I'm sorry. That's how I took it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that she was right in doing the tape. I think she should have held that up. He was already making himself look like an ass. So she should have just let him continue. Ride it on out. Rode it on out. That's how I see it. But he acted like, oh my God, you were just being malicious to me and you hurt me and I don't want this anymore. Look at you. You just want to be on TV and that's all you want. You just want to be on TV and this is all for the cameras and just forget it. I don't want to be in part of this. And he gets up and says, take these mic off me. I'm out. I'm done. Dr. Pepper asked, are you sure? Because, a lot of people wanted to be in your place. When she said that, I said, wow. That's how you know this is a TV show. Like, they could care less about... Now they know that these people shouldn't be together no more. They just want them to just stick it out for their TV show. I don't know. I mean, they have already said that this was a setup that wasn't supposed to even happen. Taylor was brought in, like, as a stand-in because there was supposed to be another woman that was supposed to be his wife, and this was a stand-in and all types of stuff that she was supposed to be on other shows, but this is the one that called, or was it that she was available for? So I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Later on, we see Taylor. She meets up with her friends, and she tells them what's going on. They're kind of consoling her and saying, oh girl, that's okay. He crazy. You're beautiful. You're smart. I don't even understand what his problem is. And we're about to have a cookout, so just come on over. We'll have some single guys for you. But of course, Taylor knows she's on the camera, and she's like, no, I don't, want to go there. But I am going to reach out to Brandon to see if we can talk. Of course, because there's still a lot of more weeks of this show to go. So I don't know if they have to be there or stay there to get their money or what have you. But yeah, this is, I don't know. It's turned into, finding love, into we just gonna look good for the cameras at this point. But anyway, yeah, that was episode 10. I don't know. It's just was kind of dry. So we shall see what the next episode brings. So I hope y'all join me next week with a new episode 11, Married at First Sight. Thank you so much for listening. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about the episode. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you know when I make a new video. What I really want to talk about, and I may make a video for, is Love is Blind on Netflix. Have y'all seen that? Definitely want to talk about that. Love is Blind. If you haven't watched it, you better go watch it. It's very similar to Married at First Sight. Starts off kind of crazy, but once it's in there, once you get in there, maybe the third or fourth episode, definitely, I mean, I almost like it better. But I guess probably because I don't have to sit there and wait week after week for the next episode. I watched it in one whole day, all the episodes. But definitely y'all should check that out. But I may make a video on that. I know a lot of people have already, but definitely you don't want to miss that. But please, like I said, like and subscribe, and y'all have a good night for me.